Dear Teacher, by Jack Sheffield. Read by Jack Sheffield. Prologue. 3 people, 2 sisters, 1 problem. Ragley School was still and silent on this late summer day. A shaft of early morning amber sunlight streamed in through the high arch Victorian windows and lit up my old oak headmaster's desk. Propped against a brass paperweight was a photograph of 3 people, captured at a moment in time. I was in the centre, smiling at the camera, the July sunshine glinting on my Buddy Holly spectacles. My arms were wrapped round the slim waists of 2 beautiful women. To my left, Laura Henderson was glancing up at me with soft green eyes. She was wearing a forget-me-not blue dress, and her long brown hair hung free over her suntanned shoulders. To my right was Beth Henderson, and once again I felt that familiar ache in my heart. There was a time I had hoped I might spend the rest of my life with her, but it appeared it was not to be. I tilted the photograph towards the light and examined it more closely. Beth looked stunning in a cream suit and matching wide-brimmed hat. Her honey-blonde hair caressed her high cheekbones, and I sighed at the memory of the day. I noticed she was staring curiously at her sister. On the back of the photograph was a message that read, "Dear Jack, a reminder of a lovely day. See you on 3rd of September, Joe and Dan." Joe Hunter, the class teacher of the older infant children, had married our local police constable at the end of the summer term. After the wedding, everyone had gathered in the village hall for a party that gradually broke up when the happy couple had driven off into the sunset. Once more, I stared at the photograph and remembered that day 6 weeks ago. Laura had invited me back to her flat in York. "I'm having a relaxing night in tonight, Jack. I was hoping you might like to join me for a meal," she said, before driving away. Minutes later, to my surprise, Beth had made the same offer. "It would be good to see you tonight, Jack, if you want to come back to Morton," she said. "We've got some catching up to do." Then she stretched up and kissed me gently on the lips. It was so unexpected. Earlier in the year, Beth had made it clear that she didn't want any permanent commitment. Her words were still etched in my mind. So, that evening, with hope in my heart, I had driven to Beth's house in Morton village. As I opened my car door, she walked down the path to meet me. Her reception was cautious. "I've just had a call from my little sister," she said, "and she says she's expecting you." Beth looked sad. Then she stretched up and kissed me lightly on the cheek. When she walked away, she didn't look back. Feeling confused, I drove to York, where Laura had prepared a lovely meal, and though I tried to be attentive, my thoughts were elsewhere. Weeks passed, and as the summer holiday progressed, I saw more of Laura and less of Beth. Eventually, August came to an end, and I turned my attention back to my work and the new school year ahead. It was Saturday, 1st of September, 1979. My 3rd year as headmaster of Ragley-on-the-Forest Church of England Primary School in North Yorkshire was about to begin. I unlocked the bottom drawer of my desk and slid the photograph inside for safekeeping. Then I took out the large leather-bound school logbook and opened it to the next clean page. I filled my fountain pen with black quink ink, wrote the date, and stared at the empty page. The record of another school year was about to begin. 2 years ago, the retiring headmaster, John Pruitt, had told me how to fill in the official school logbook. "Just keep it simple," he said. "Whatever you do, don't say what really happens, because no one will believe you." So, the real stories were written in my alternative school logbook, and this is it. Chapter 1. Beatrix Potter and the Pest Controller.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?